What's going on, everyone? Scott here. Welcome back to the channel. So Michigan State basketball returned to the Breslin Center on Wednesday to face Penn State at 7:30 on BTN. Now Penn State is coming in 12-5 overall, 2-4 in the Big Ten so far this season, coming off a tough 1-point loss on Sunday against Oregon at home, where they had the lead late, but got blown out by Illinois on the road recently. So this will be their third straight game against a top 15 opponent on Wednesday. Now, MSU is 16-2 all-time at home in the history against Penn State, including a 31-point win last January. Now, before we do jump into this year's matchup, though, if you could just hit that like and subscribe button down there. More Michigan State basketball content on the channel, so make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss a video. Now, Penn State is led by Ace Baldwin Jr. Did miss last game, however, but on the year is averaging 14 points and 8 assists, which I believe is still tops in the Big Ten. 2 steals as well. Really good facilitator for Penn State. Really controls all things for Penn State, stirs the drink for them, if you will. But one of 6 guys that averaged double-digit scoring for Penn State. Really spread that thing around. Nick Kern Jr. averages about 13 points a game and 5 rebounds. Zach Hicks with 12 and 5 rebounds, 42% from 3 as well on the year. And then Conan Niederhauser adds 12 points and 7 rebounds, their top rebounder for Penn State. Puff Johnson, 11 points. Freddie DeLone with about 10 points as well. So overall, solid rebounding team, about 36 rebounds a game, but outside of Ace Baldwin on the offensive side of the ball, don't pass it really well. 17 assists per game as a team, 8 of those obviously coming from Ace Baldwin, so that means 9 assists is spread throughout the rest of the team, but that number is just so high from Ace that, you know, really brings them up in that category. 34th overall in team assists on the year in the country, and 44th in assist to turnover ratio, so towards the top third of the country there, and 41st in fast break points is Penn State. Michigan State still been in the top 2 basically all year, fluctuating between 1 and 2 right now at time of recording, hanging at number 2. Penn State is middle of the pack in terms of scoring defense, same for 3-point shooting on the offensive side, around 34% middle of the pack. That's still about 6% higher than Michigan State is from 3-point land on the season, and then same can be said for 3-point defense, allowing around 33% from 3 on the year, which is around middle of the pack as well in the country. Now, Bart Torvik has Penn State as the number 58 team in the country. For Michigan State, up to number 12 in the polls this week, up to number 15 on Bart Torvik after Sunday's win at Northwestern, and Bart Torvik has them about 28th in offense on the year, team offense, and then 14th on defense. So again, for Michigan State, I think this is an opportunity for the front court of Jackson Kohler, Simone Zapala, Xavier Booker, Carson Cooper to make some stuff happen in the paint and get some paint scoring in this one. Jaden Akins, new member of the 1,000-point squad. We forgot to mention that in the recap, but congratulations to Jaden Akins himself getting into that 1,000-point club for his career, and he's really been consistent, specifically over this win streak for Michigan State, but really can say all year long for the most part, and, you know, really has some interesting matchups on the wings. In this one, they have a lot of taller guards / wings that they really, you know, kind of play around there. So I'm curious to see what the matchups are like for Jaden Akins, but looking for him to continue that consistency that we've seen throughout this win streak specifically. And next up, Jeremy Fears, coming off probably his 2 best games of his career at Michigan State, coming off a double-double from 2 games ago, first in his career, and then last game, more double-digit scoring and 8 assists. And really, from an outside standpoint, I think this is a awesome matchup between 2 of the best point guards in the conference here. You know, obviously you have Braden Smith at Purdue, and, you know, there's some other great point guards in this conference as well, but Jeremy Fears and Ace Baldwin Jr. I think are, without a doubt, 2 of the best point guards in this conference. So I think I'm looking forward to that matchup specifically, especially because I'm imagining that Jeremy's going to take that matchup on defense too, and that's when we've seen Michigan State be at their best throughout this win streak, and kind of one of the things that helped spark this winning streak right now for Michigan State, Jeremy Fears taking that assignment on defense. I forget what game it was, but Michigan State wasn't playing well in the first half, and one of the opposing team's guards was going off, and this is bothering me that I can't remember which team it was. But then coming out in the second half at halftime, Jeremy Fears asked to guard the player that was going off, and then they came out, shut it down, got it rolling in the second half, ended up winning, and I'm going to remember which team this was and which player as soon as I hit stop record on this one. But I believe it was the Oakland game, actually. But anyway, nonetheless, I'm looking forward to that point guard matchup. I'm looking forward to the matchup. You know, in general, like, yes, the record says 2-4 in the Big Ten for Penn State, and, you know, shoveling this into Bart Torvik has this as an 84-72 Michigan State win, but Penn State does have that big win against Purdue earlier in this season. Yes, that was when Purdue was struggling a little bit, but the way that they beat and handled Purdue that game was impressive nonetheless. And of course, that 1-point loss against Oregon, who is 13th in the polls this week and has been top 25 for a good majority of the year. Last time out, so this will be no slouch of a game, and I say it every time out that we do one of these recaps, it seemed like, especially Big Ten games, but there's no easy Big Ten game, whether you're at home, whether you're on the road especially, and I think this falls right into that. I don't think this is going to be an easy game. Michigan State's going to have to go win this one, even though favored by 8 on Bart Torvik. Not sure what the other sportsbook lines are right now, but, you know, even though Michigan State is favored by about 8 in this one, you know, Michigan State's going to have to, you know, keep those turnovers, as we always talk about, between 8 to 12, not turn the ball over, and then continue to defend the way that they've been defending. I can't tell you the last time Michigan State allowed someone to score more than 70 points. During this win streak, only 2 teams have scored more than 70 points, and no one has scored 70 points on Michigan State since the first week of December. That's right. Minnesota scored 72 on Michigan State, and then in the game that started this win streak, North Carolina in that overtime game in Maui scored 91. So really impressive defense, being able to defend, rebound, run, what Michigan State does historically, have been getting back to that this year, and a big reason why they have won 9 games in a row, looking for 10 on Wednesday night. So anyway, we will be back to recap this one afterwards, but anyway, that'll do it for this one. Thank you all so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Peace out.